Jack Toledano here with All or Not According to Jack, back for another episode. In fact, this isn't just going to be one episode, this is going to be a series of three episodes. We are here to talk about my top 100 all time metal songs. Ready for this? First episode, we're going to go picks 100 down to 68. Second episode, 67 down to 35. And the third and final episode will be picks 34 down to number one. So basically, just some rules for this and how I came about these picks. I'm always thinking of new ideas, and this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. This is something that I want to do as I get wanted to do as I'm getting closer to my third anniversary. We'll see, when the final episode might be out before my anniversary, my third anniversary, which actually falls on December 15th. Will be 3 freaking years. Can you believe it? Um, And if we get done with this one early, in the hopper, I am also working on my top 100 hard rock songs, where I have hard rock bands that I've distinguished as hard rock bands versus metal bands. So you will not see the same bands in both lists. So basically, there are some rules for this. Number one, only a maximum of 4 songs per band. So this band right here, you will not see more than 4 songs throughout the top 100. Uh, Remember, these are my picks. Uh, I'm not saying that these are the very best metal songs in the whole wide world. Um, there may be other great ones picked by somebody else, but these are my picks. Uh, Rich Catino might pick them differently. Pete Pardo might pick them differently. Ryan Scow might. Uh, Count Ralphus. Pretty much anybody on the Hudson Valley Squares might have their own top 100 metal list. And you know what? I'd like to hear this if they're so inclined, but we'll get to that. Um, let's see. So that being said, another metalhead might have a larger DB database in their head than I do, but these were my picks, and this is based on my knowledge of metal music today. I've been basically following metal music since probably 1980. We didn't start using the term I believe, until British Steel came out. Judas Priest's album, British Steel, is when I first heard the term metal. Before that, it was all just hard rock to me. Um, this was very difficult to do, and it was very difficult to rank. So while you thought I was taking a 2 week break while I was down in Florida, I was working on this list probably on a nightly basis. My parents are sitting there watching their damn political shows, and this is what I was doing. And it was agonizing because there's a lot I could have added, a lot that I didn't want to not include, but I had to. Uh, some I didn't expect to be so high, but because of these other rules of four four songs per band, some songs bubbled up pretty high, and good for them. I wanted to try and spread the love, excuse me, as much as I can. Just because they didn't get in doesn't mean that there aren't more good metal songs. It's just, we hear things differently. So sit back and enjoy. And you know what? Let me know what your picks are. You know what? You have 3 episodes to write in the comment section to tell me what your favorite metal songs are. So without further ado, and also one last thing, I'm going to give you the first 6 or 7 songs before I share my Spotify playlist with you because I want it to be a surprise as I read these off to you. After about the 6th to 7th song, then I can scroll down and there could be a little more suspense as we get up the list. So at number 100, off the album Time to Be King, the band Master Plan, Far from the End of the World. That's number 100, made the final cut. Number 99, off the album Tunes of War, the band Gravedigger, Rebellion, The Clans Are Marching. 98. And this is a band that I recently got into because my buddy Davey Cretin and I are working on putting together an episode together about the band Shadow Gallery. So, off their album Legacy, the song Society of the Mind. That is my number 98. And that's a recent addition. 97. And I probably wouldn't have had them in my list, but what happened was I was listening to a, a Judas Priest radio playlist off of Spotify, and this band made it into that list. Skid Row, off the album Skid Row, Piece of Me, 97. 96, uh, off of and this was one of those albums that Mr. Pete Pardo sent to me when I was writing for Sea of Tranquility some years ago. Uh, sea of Tranquility, the webzine, and this was well before he started his channel about, I don't know, 10 years ago, is it? Savage Souls is the album by a band called Mystic Prophecy. Nightmares of Demons. 95, the Michael Schenker Group. Armed and Ready, uh, album of the same title. So now that I've read off my first 6, I am going to go ahead and I am going to share. And there we are. So, Far from the end of the World, Rebellion, Society of the Mind, Peace of Mind, Nightmares of Demons, Armed and Ready. So just so you know, their countdown is a little bit different. Um, and where the heck? Okay. I can't seem to find the. Oh, there it is. Scroll bar. That's what I was looking for. So, uh, they do it as in opposite order. So I'm counting down, but they count down from 1 down to 33, whereas I would have counted from 100 down to 67, I believe it was, if I was, no, 68, if I was doing this in PowerPoint. So number 94, Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue. Number 93, uh, an album called The Blessed Hell Ride, Stillborn by Black Label Society. That's a song that I learned off of Ozzy's Boneyard some years ago, and I loved it. You know, it was an opportunity to add another band to my repertoire. So good job, Zakk Wylde and band. So next, number 92. This is a band I think people are more familiar with. Cowboys from Hell, Cemetery Gates by Pantera. So that's number 92. Number 91 is a band that I think you know that I'm very familiar with and I am a big fan of. Manowar, off the album. What the hell happened there? Manowar off the album Gods of War, Sons of Odin. Uh, I'll talk about Manowar in a little while, but well, you know what? I'll talk about them now. So they're playing at the end of the month at a one-off show in Brooklyn. And a few months back, I saw tickets were like 750. They are now probably, I just looked on StubHub. They're down to about 300. So, hmm, I'm actually now considering paying the $300 and going to see them. That would be freaking cool. Uh, this is probably one of my favorites by Manowar. You know, Sons of Odin and Norse mythology. Good shit, man. Okay, number 90. Metal Church by Metal Church. On off the album Metal Church. Another great band. So that's off their first album, song, album, band, all the same name. Another band that comes to mind that did that was Black Sabbath, or a band that my son Jason likes, Talk Talk, but that's a different genre altogether. Okay, so number 89. This is a band that I might go see this weekend. I probably will go see in Manhattan. Wasp, off the album The Last Command. I'm a wild child, come and love me. I want you. My heart's in exile, I need you to touch me. 'Cause I want what you do. I want you. Yes, I sang that practically the whole verse, so now I have to go see them. All right, number 88. Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth. Countdown to Extinction is the album. Symphony of Destruction. Banner now, no, 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 no. Great tune. Too bad it didn't rank higher, but basically 87 songs I felt were better. So number 87. Uh, here's a band out of Switzerland. Crocus. Uh, Headhunter on the album of the same name. Headhunter. Great drum solo to start the song. Simple riff. Down, 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 do, 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 down, 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 now, now. Awesome, awesome band. Good, good stuff. Okay, number 86. A band that I got into back in the late 90s. Basically, my second renaissance with metal music. The band Iced Freaking Earth. Off the first album that I ever heard by Iced Earth, Something Wicked This Way Comes. The kickoff track of the album, Burning Times. Heard the song for the first time, heard the band for the first time, and fell in love with the song immediately. Uh, thrash thrash metal at its best. I learned of Iced Earth off of a site called Metal Reviews, I believe it was called. Uh, so at the time, I wanted to renew my love of metal because I was getting bored of the music out there. And you know what? This guy came up with these great bands, great albums. Iced Earth being one, Primal Fear another, uh, Hammerfall another, Symphony X, bands of that nature, of that ilk. So that was number 86. Number 85. This is a band I am much more familiar with from back in the early 80s. The Scorpions, off of Love at First Sting, the song Big City Nights. It's a little more catchy. Uh, Great tune. Love it. One of my favorite tunes off of the album Love at First Sting. Okay, number 84. I mentioned that I would probably going to see Wasp this weekend. Also playing with Wasp at the Hammerstein Ballroom in Manhattan, New York City, New York. The band Armored Saint, the, the song and album of the same name. March of the Saints, March of the Saints. Great tune, good shit. Number 83. This is more of a local metal band for me. Twisted Fucking Sister. Uh, Song and album of the same name. You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. Great tune. You can't stop rock and roll. Do, 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 do. All right. So that brings us to number 82. Uh, so I know a bunch of people from the Sea of Tranquility clan went to see this band recently at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, place that I generally shy away from going to concerts for because, you know what, just a little too far for me. And I hate crossing that bridge. And you know what, I don't really cherish going to Newark, rather stay on this side of the river. So, uh, number 82, Iron Freaking Maiden, off the album Killers, Wrathchild. Again, rest in peace to Paul Di'Anno. Sang this tune, made it famous. All right. Number 81, also famous singer, passed away. We lost him, I don't know, maybe 8, 10 years ago. Ronnie James Dio. Song and album of the same name, The Last in Line. All right. We're starting to get down to the end of this list. Number 80, Saxon. Denim and Leather is the name of the album. And the band's played on, talking about a metal festival. Great freaking song. I love it. And the band's played on. Okay. This is a little less known, but you should check it out if you don't know these guys. They are freaking amazing. Symphony X, off the album Iconoclast, Bastards of the Machine. The album is freaking amazing. The song is freaking amazing. I could have chosen any number of songs off this album, but I chose Bastards of the Machine. You righteous bastards. That was number 79. Number 78, another prog metal band. I think you might be a little more familiar with these guys. They've just announced that they are going to be touring, and their drummer, old drummer, has just gotten back together with them, Michael Portnoy. Of course, I am talking about Dream Theater, off the album Train of Thought, song As I Am. My buddy Dave Cretin explained it on his top 12 tunes about Dream Theater, that their guitar player, uh, shit, not Mike Portnoy. It escapes me what the guitar player's name is at the moment, but he basically tells the story about, just take me as I am. You know, my playing might not be, no, John Petrucci, that's it. My guitar playing might not be, your cup of tea, but you know what? To those, to those who, uh, to those who understand, I extend my hand. Uh, Otherwise, just take me as I am. That's number 78. Now, Dream Theater, when I saw them a number of years ago, they covered this whole album in concert by another band, Metallica. They covered the album Master of Puppets. And they certainly covered the song, The Thing That Should Not Be. That is my number 77. The thing that should not be Metallica. Number 76. One of the bands that I mentioned off of that site, Metal Reviews, Hammer freaking Fall, Legacy of Kings, the first album that I ever heard by this band. Let the Hammer Fall, great freaking tune, love them. That's my number 76. That's another band that I fell in love with immediately. So there you go. Okay, number 75. I learned of this band when they played with Accept, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. I saw them with Pete, I believe, at what they now call the Palladium, Times Square, New York City. Of course, I am talking about Creator. Song and album of the same name, Phantom Antichrist. This is probably one of the heaviest tunes in my list. Great, great freaking song. Uh, Probably, not only thrash, but very, speed metal, very fast, very precise. Good job, guys. Okay, back to my Long Island native uh, brethren, Twisted Bucking Sister for number 74. Under the Blade, uh, song and album of the same name. Again, this friend of mine walking around with his shoebox tape recorder, playing the song Under the Blade in the early 80s. And that's another song I said to him, play that again, brother. Uh, that along with Wrathchild, another song he played on that shoebox recorder. Too funny. The things you had to do back in them there days. Um, okay, so we're getting close to the end of part one. Okay, number 73. Another metal church song off the album Blessing in Disguise, Badlands. Different singer, still a great tune. Awesome, awesome, awesome shit, man. Uh, Number 72. Another song off of Something Wicked This Way Comes by Iced Freaking Earth. My Savior, or I call it My Own Savior because that's the way they sing it in the chorus off the same album, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I am my own Savior. Down, 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 down. That's that. Okay. Next band. This is going to be a little more prog metalish sort of band. I learned about this band off of that metal review site also. Blind Guardian. Uh, this is an album that they did. Nightfall in Middle Earth, based on a Tolkien novel, uh, The Silmarillion. Into the Storm. Great, great tune. Check it out if you haven't heard it. That was number 72. No, 71, I'm sorry. Okay. Three left before we stop for the first part one. Number 69. No, no, I'm sorry. Number 70. Argent Anthony Lucan Star One. The album Space Metal. Set Your Controls. This is a recent song that I really got into. Uh, this was when I put together a playlist of everything that had to do with Russell Allen, lead singer of Symphony X. I grabbed some of his songs from his Symphony X days. I basically took his entire album, um, Atomic Soul, put it in that playlist. And then he did a lot of projects, a lot of guest spots. So songs that he sang lead on, like this one, for example. This, and I'm not going to lie to you, there is another somewhere in this top 100, not to spoil too much, but this is one of the two, and I love it. You know, it's kind of speed metal, but also space metal with great vocals, of course. All right, and then there were two. Number 69, Scorpions again, off the same album, Love at First Sting. Bad Boys Running Wild. Uh, great opening solo there by Matthias Yabs. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're going to end it with another favorite band of mine, introduced off of Metal Reviews. Thank you so much for introducing me to this band. I love these guys. They're like a German Judas Priest to me. Primal Fear, off of their first album, Battalions of Hate. Good stuff. Battalions of Hate. Da 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 da. Battalions of Hate. Do, 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 do. And there you have it. Jack Toledano speaking for All or None, according to Jack. That was part one of my top 100 metal songs of all time. We will be back probably in the next couple of days with part deuce. Uh, and it will be song 67 down to 35. So it will be my next set of 33 songs. So stay tuned. We will speak soon. Have a good one. Bye.